So another year of non-licensing on certain international clubs, and honestly, it's just an absolute crazy mess. The good way to be able to check what teams are actually in the game is in Kickoff. It's the easiest one. Every single team that you can play with is in this mode. And obviously, you've got a few different ones here. If we go into the classic match, we can then go ahead and have a look what teams. So for instance, for the internationals, the big one that we haven't got that is just mental is Brazil still. We have still not got the licensing for Brazil. I believe we've got pretty much everybody else. So the only way that you could make a Brazil squad, which is the same as last year, I really thought they would have updated this license by now, but is by physically making it. Now, it's not the greatest. I'm not going to say this is like incredible, but it's the only way that you could technically put a Brazil into a custom World Cup. If you're trying to do something like that, you could do it this way. So you want to go into settings and then you want to go into edit teams. Now, like I said, this is not amazing and it most definitely will affect everything else. This is purely if you want to make a custom tournament and then you can reset all squads after, so they're already in. If you wanted to do a league with Brazil or anything like that, you can do this. So what I would personally do is go and pick a random team that you don't want. You could even go and find whatever the kind of club's colors are and try and find, for instance, Columbus is a yellow kit. You could find one that is very similar colors to Brazil. It most definitely won't be the same. From there, what you want to do is go into, for instance, you want to go into club transfers from here. And then again, you've got to pick the same one. And then you've got to go with the team. So for instance, when we know Spain, you want to go Real Madrid. And then what we do is we pick off the Brazilians. Like I said, it's not great, but you pick off the Brazilians that are going to be in the main squad. You could just do the first kind of 11 and then the bench, because not really anybody's going to get too injured here. Maybe even go for a cheeky reserves. Then you'd go ahead and put them into the United States. You'd then go and put them into, for instance, the Columbus Crew. You'd tap them in and you'd just take all of their players out and just add all the Brazilians. So Vini would be one of them. Rodrigo would be the other. You could then go for the centre-backs in Marquinhos. You go with Alisson from Liverpool into there. And you just basically replicate what the Brazil team should be anyway. Whether you'd want to do that is totally down to you. But for me, I think it's the only way that you could actually do it. Because I believe if they've not got it at the start of the game, it's going to be very, very unlikely they update the license to get Brazil into this game. Maybe we see it next year. I don't know. I don't know why they haven't bothered with them, but that's the only way that you can actually play with Brazil, unfortunately.